Hi guys and welcome. Stefania here, and I just want to say hi from this beautiful place that I'm at in Siracusa, and it's surrounded by olive trees, and it's this beautiful place near home, which is just off the beaten track, but there's lots of olive trees, and of course living in Sicily we've got some great olive trees, the finest oil in the world. But anyway, today I wanted to share something with you about criticism. And I know we've all experienced criticism, and I witnessed some criticism the other day actually at the supermarket where I was shopping, and this guy was really yelling. I didn't know why he was yelling, but when I turned around, I noticed that his significant other had dropped some items that he was holding. And as he went to pick up the item, he dropped another item. And his partner was just yelling and criticizing him and telling him what an idiot he was and how clumsy he was and everything. Which leads me to talk about this interesting topic that we have all experienced, and that is criticism. Criticism. How do we deal with criticism? Well, there's three different types of criticism, three formats. One is self-criticism, which is the worst one. We have negative criticism and constructive criticism. And they can all be very detrimental and affect us in different ways. But what's really important is to understand how to deal with it, acknowledge it, and then act accordingly. Breaking old habits that we normally fall into when we are criticized or when we criticize ourselves. So the first one I want to speak about is self-criticism, and that's something that we do constantly. And we're constantly criticizing ourselves, we're constantly telling ourselves how we're failing and failures, we never get it right, you're an idiot, how could you do that, why you keep making the same mistake. And you have this voice in your head that keeps telling you that you're just not enough and you can't get it right. So what I found really worked for me is flipping it over and catching yourself first doing it, and then telling yourself what a wonderful job you've done. It may not have been to your standard, but it doesn't matter. Just tell yourself what a great job you're doing, what a great memory you have, what a great football player you are, or whatever the case may be. Be a cheerleader for yourself. Be a loving parent to yourself. Because when you talk to yourself in a loving way, in a cheering way, it actually helps us become more confident and raise our vibration, rather than telling ourselves what failures we are. So a good way is imagining being a superb cheerleader to yourself and telling yourself that you have phenomenal coping skills, that you're incredible at what you do. The second one is negative criticism, and that's the one that I experienced at that I witnessed at the supermarket, where we sometimes have that negative person in our life that is constantly telling us what we're doing wrong, what failures we are, criticizing everything from the way we speak, from the way we do things, that we never get it right, that speech was horrible, the way you did that job was just disgusting. you often find that people that criticize like that are often their worst critics to themselves, and that's the only way they can communicate, is by criticizing others. But what's really important to understand is not to let it in. We can't stop people from criticizing us, but what's really important is not letting it in. And the best way of dealing with that is actually just telling that person, thanking them, saying thank you for sharing. I know I've just started, this job, or I've just started doing public speaking. I know I can improve. I know that I'm improving, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and I know it's going to get better. So you're not letting that criticism destroy you and break you down. So very, very important, don't let it in. And the third one is constructive criticism. And this is the one where we can actually learn from. Because, sometimes in our life, it might be our boss, it might be our significant other, and they, will tell us that, hey, you did a really great job at this, but, you really failed at that. I'm really disappointed when you do stuff like this. Rather than taking it on personally, take it constructively and say, okay, what can I learn from this? What's the lesson in this? What can I take away from it? And that way, you're not being beaten down by criticism. Because you probably find that these people that, give you constructive criticism, they might just be saying it in a way that they best know how. Or they might be having a bad day, and they might come across, in a real critique way. Don't take it personally, take it constructively, and take what you can from it, and then move on. So they are the 3 different types of criticism, 3 different steps to overcoming the criticism, the negative criticism, the self-criticism, and the constructive criticism. I know they've helped me. I know they've helped others as well overcome criticism. What's really important is applying these steps and seeing how they work for you. So next time you find yourself in a situation where you're either criticizing yourself, being criticized, or receiving constructive criticism, flip it around and turn it into a positive and make it work for you. Okay, I thank you for listening. I invite you to press like at the end of this video, share it with your friends, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or on www.gayworldcoaching.com. And I send you love, I send you passion, and I'll catch you in my next video. Okay, bye for now.